Good morning, Facebook. Oh my goodness gracious. I jumped on and my Instagram said, "No, I'm not going to go live." So I'm going to put a title in here, and so now this is the title of today's episode. Here we go. The title is One Size Doesn't Fit All. Why sleep solutions work differently for each of us. That's what we're going to talk about today. Good to see you guys. Very, very good to see you. It's Friday. Welcome. It's Kirsten Liebelt. Wow, it's been a very good week, right? Very busy, very good. I really am hoping that everybody is doing well, that you have something to look forward to for this Friday. Beginning of the weekend. I have another busy, full, amazing weekend. I'm in Minnesota, by the way. But today I do want to talk about sleep. And oh man, I have my own personal little story for you that I kind of want to incorporate because this literally just happened to me. So I'm going to see if I can fix this on Instagram. There we go. It's a little better. Anyway, so if you don't know who I am, and that's highly likely 8 billion people on the planet, right? Like whatever. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe if you need consistent information on insulin resistance. We've been doing this show Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central for a year and a half. Like it'll be 2 years in February. So like buckle in. Just buckle up, Buttercup. This is what we do so that you guys can be resourced and encouraged and have hope and understand how to actually shift what's going on so that you can finally get results. Because are you just not so freaking tired of getting results? I had somebody text me this morning and it was really kind of exciting. So Sandy, if you are on here, I'm really excited for your journey. I'm so excited. But she literally, good morning, Patty. She texted me this morning. She goes, good morning. You got your green drink. You love it. You had it this morning, Shama. How did you get that so fast? That's fantastic. Good for you. I'm so glad. Carolyn, good morning. I know I literally just put up in my stories. This is not our conversation. I mean, whatever. Just all of the things that happens when you start to take a gut primer like that, like it shifts. Good morning, Magda. Happy Friday. But she texted me this morning. Sandy did. She's my new friend. And she said, I'm 68 and I'm so sick and tired of this frustration of like just repeated whatever, like you just go round and round and round trying to lose weight and deal with everything. She's like, you made it to a live. Yay. She goes, I bought it all. She goes, I'm going to hang on your ankles. She said, here we go. I'm like, yes, let's do this. Let's shift the way that your body functions. So here's my little story about my sleep. This is super interesting to me. I feel like the best gift that you give yourself is the gift of assessment. And I always say that, like growing up with a type 2 diabetic dad, he died at 63, all of those things. I should have been a better assessor of my body, and I wasn't. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. But I just really wasn't. I lived my life as though nothing mattered. Meaning like, well, there's so much confusion about food, so whatever, I'll just eat what I want. I'll make it more, real scratch, and that'll be better. Thank you for all of the hearts on TikTok. Cheryl is in the house. Thank you, Cheryl. I so appreciate you. So I just kind of like whatever. I dismissed things. I excused things, and I wasn't very good of a very good assessor. But now, then in my 50s, I'm 60 now. But in my 50s, I became a good assessor of my body. I started asking myself questions. I started like wondering why I was craving something or why something would trigger me like out in a social event, or I kind of went inside my head just a little tiny bit because I wanted to figure out like all these connections that I had with the Italian family and eating for emotional reasons, blah, 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 blah. So I feel like I'm a pretty good assessor in general. Like I'm so much better than I ever used to be. Well, so as you know, I finally nailed my sleep right at about 59 years old. I nailed it. For me, and this I'm going to talk to you about today so that you can understand whatever combination it might be for you that is needed. You'll be able to, by the end of this, maybe pick and choose what you're thinking is going to help you so that you can begin your own journey for getting better sleep. We have to fix the sleep, girls. We got to fix the sleep, because you're not getting sleep is making your insulin resistance worse the next day every single time. I mean, 5 nights in a row of not getting great sleep, like you're like whatever, it like blows up prediabetes. It's really a bad thing. So I'm going to give you some thoughts today so that you can begin to piece things together for yourself. So for me, my fix was, I finally, after trying many different things, I finally nailed it with a magnesium blend and an ashwagandha. Okay. And so you may or may not know the ashwagandha was on back order. This is recent. It's back now. It was out of stock. And so I went without ashwagandha for, had to have been 3 weeks. I think 3 weeks. Now, ashwagandha is an adaptogenic herb. It helps your body adapt to stress. It is good for sleep, stress, and mood. Okay. And so the minute that I started taking ashwagandha, when I did like a year and a half ago, I was like, oh, I love this sense of well-being that I'm feeling. My sleep is amazing with my magnesium. Like, this is great. So I'm out of it, right? And for a little while, I'm doing okay. It's 3 weeks. It's not that long, but still yet, this is such a specific story for you. All of a sudden, my sleep started to just not be great. And then the assassination happened. And my sleep definitely wasn't great, because I'd wake up and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened in our nation. Like, this is a big deal. But my point being that I thought that, I always tell you, because it's true, ashwagandha doesn't make you tired. You don't take it and you're like, oh, that's not what happens. It's actually working on your internal system. Well, the minute I got it back this week, like 2 nights ago, the minute I took it, I was fixed again. And I'm like, I thought it would have to work on my system again. Why did it not have to work on my system again? And I thought, okay, well, maybe that's a fluke. That's just the first night. Did it again last night. Slept like a freaking baby. I got up this morning. I'm like, I need to find out why. So I was like typing into ChatGPT, why did that happen for me? What is my connection? So this is part of what I want to share with you today. You started the gut, primer, and the liver support this morning. You're so proud of yourself. Deborah, you should be proud of yourself. You should be, because you know how many people are not doing anything. Or maybe you're just throwing spaghetti at a wall, hoping that it will like stick and whatever. And you're not doing root cause conversation with your body. So I'm proud of you too. I'm so proud of you too. You should be. That's very exciting. So here we go. Let's dive into the sleep thing, and let's just see where you feel like you land at the end of this, because I'm going to give you tangible thought process that you can incorporate for yourself. Okay. And then let's see how many people's sleep we can fix, like over even just the next month, or over the next season, or over the next week, or whatever. Like, let's just see what steps we can take. Because if you can fix your sleep, and right now in this moment of time where life seems to be a little heavy or hard, let's get our sleep nailed in. Let's get it dialed in so that we don't feel like we're swimming upstream all the time, because it just is so frustrating, right? So I will talk about some of those things like ashwagandha and what they do and why that actually did work. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sandy says she's here. Hi, Sandy. Good to see you, my new friend. She just ordered the total body reset this morning. She's like, I am sick and tired. Okay, so here we go. So now the reason why this isn't a one size fits all. This is why. And I know that it can feel frustrating, and you're like, I'm tired of grasping at straws. I'm tired of listening to this person and this Facebook ad that I see when I'm scrolling, or this Amazon find. And even I know that for myself, it doesn't fix everything. Like for everybody, it fixes for me. And I'm aware of that, but let's plug in your name. You plug in your name now today. Okay. So number one, there are biological and genetic differences in people's bodies. So there are chronotypes. Sometimes people are natural night owls, etc. There are hormonal shifts. There's your liver, your insulin resistance. Like these are all things that are shifting the way that people need to. Hi, Carrie. Marilyn says you guys are so full of testimonies today. Oh my gosh. I was stuck, bloated. The gut primer is amazing. I know, Marilyn. I know. I just posted this in my stories. I know. I'm so glad. I have to keep that, Marilyn. I have to screenshot that because it'll go away. So Julie says, a thought process on Friday, nailing in sleep. Why do I want to eat something bad? You're so funny, Julie. I understand. Okay, so we have all of these differences, you guys. We also have the state of your nervous system, and your nervous system is going to be in a different state than my nervous system. So some people's bodies are stuck on high alert, just high alert. It's the sympathetic mode. So they need calming rituals, breath work, magnesium, warm baths. Others are more metabolically stressed. So balancing blood sugar before bed, like having a protein-rich snack, avoiding alcohol makes the bigger difference. Okay. Environmental and lifestyle factors. There's light sensitivity. So one person might need blue light blockers at night while another needs morning sunlight to reset their clock. There's stress load. If someone's stress bucket is full, sleep supplements alone won't quite cut it. They need nervous system regulation. Can anybody resonate with the whole nervous system thought process? Like, I'm serious. This is such a big issue. I've said it many times now on our lives. We were not designed to consume the level of information that we consume. We were not designed to see the images that we have seen. Our bodies were meant to be at a much more peaceful state than we live on news like 24/7. Some people do. Don't do that. Don't do that. You have to shift some things. But anyway, so light sensitivity, stress load, gut and liver health. Like these are things that are like environmental and lifestyle factors. Practical tips are temperature hacks. So lower your core body temperature with a cool room, but warm feet. So socks on, that can help. I always have a very cool room. Like no matter if I'm in a hotel or if I'm at home, I want it to be cold and I want to snuggle in. And then my feet can kind of go in and out according to what I need for temperature regulation, right? But because I don't want to be hot when I'm sleeping. Who wants to, I don't want to be hot. Mineral timing, magnesium bisglycinate may work for one person while another needs electrolytes earlier in the day. So again, some of you are doing magnesium at night like I am, and I'll talk to you about that in just a second. And that's great. But have you incorporated also potentially electrolytes and make sure they're sugar-free? Okay. Like I have a few on my Amazon list that you can look at for the couple of sugar-free choices, or you can make your own. Not hard to make your own. But I'm just saying, like, think about electrolytes during the day, magnesium before you go to sleep. Movement, morning exercise improves sleep for some, while others sleep better with evening stretching. Okay. So you just have to know kind of, where whatever. You said, Julie says that she sleeps better in Italy with magnesium. I think that might be my fix, Julie. I think I have to go to Italy, bring my magnesium with me, and I bet I would sleep really good all the time too, especially with the amazing food. Yum. Okay, so movement, breathing ratio, something as simple as a 4-7-8 breathing before bed helps people who can't turn off their brain. And that's kind of like you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold for 7, and you exhale for 8. Okay, so like you're just doing deep breathing. I mean, you don't have to like be perfect on everything, but just the thought process that you need breathing to actually turn off your brain, because some of you, your minds are just going like this, chatter, 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 right? And that's kind of a piece of that puzzle. But the reason why it gets worse when you are insulin resistant is because your blood sugar spikes are harder. With insulin resistance already present, poor sleep makes the body even less efficient at handling glucose. So there are bigger swings and more crashes and more cravings. Okay. Hold on. I want to make sure that I'm not missing. I miss stuff on TikTok. I don't mean to miss you guys. I really, really don't mean to miss you guys. Your liver gets overloaded when you are insulin resistant. So the liver processes insulin and toxins overnight. So while you sleep, your body is processing insulin and toxins. Okay. So if you aren't sleeping deeply, detox and metabolic reset, they don't happen. That's kind of an issue, right? More fat storage then becomes noticeable around your belly. Inflammation builds when you're insulin resistant. You just got all that insulin going on, high inflammation. Sleep is when repair happens. Without it, systemic inflammation rises, which worsens insulin resistance and it damages your blood vessels, which is the opposite of what we're trying to accomplish, right? And then the last one, you guys. So for anybody who's on the total body reset and you're taking the orange pixie stick, visceral fat increases. Poor sleep has been directly linked to more abdominal visceral fat, which is the most dangerous fat when you are insulin resistant. And that's the orange pixie stick targets that like an arrow, just targets it. So if you're insulin resistant and not fixing your sleep, you are fighting an uphill battle. Every night of poor sleep is like hitting the reset button in the wrong direction, keeping you stuck in cravings, fatigue, and belly fat. Like the three things that you don't want. You don't want to be like feeling like you're so out of control with your cravings all day, every day. You don't want to feel exhausted and you can't think straight. And you're tired of the belly fat. You're tired of not being able to deal with like what needs to happen in order for you to be able to zip up your jeans better or to like not have to buy clothing in a different style just to cover your belly, you know, or take all of the Christmas videos with the pillow on your lap. I mean, I think a lot of people connect with that, right? So that's kind of how that goes. Hold on. I want to see what I'm missing over here. Alisa, good to see you. Lynn, good to see you. She's laughing at me. I must have said something funny, Lynn, which is highly likely. I know, right? The chances are really, really high. So anyway, hold on. I'm going to go down here. Okay. So food and supplementation. So food, you could, if you wake up at 2 or 3 a.m., sometimes it's a blood sugar dip. Because when your blood sugar is kind of really off, so you might want to think about like having a hard-boiled egg. And I know that sounds like whatever, maybe just a half of one, just a little bit of protein to bring stabilization to your blood sugars if you're waking up all the time, okay? Magnesium before bed, you know that I love. Where's my magnesium? I love my magnesium. This is one thing you can ask me about my routine. I'll share with you my routine here. And you can ask me about it. I have a magnesium and an ashwagandha that I can share with you that has been a game changer. These are my magnesiums that I take at night. And there's a triple blend. And so bisglycinate calms your nervous system. That's in here. A malate helps with energy balance. That's in here. And so I take 2 of these every single night. Gut support in the day, bloating, reflux, or sluggish digestion at night sabotages your sleep. So that's why when people are doing the gut primer, like your sleep begins to improve. Like just over time, you just get better and better because you don't have sluggish digestion. Okay. But you can also drink like dandelion tea or warm lemon water earlier in the evening. It's going to support your liver detox. And so it's not overworking at like 2 a.m. Okay. We talked about the temperature stuff. We talked about the nervous system. When it comes to like the light stuff, like sensitive to light, I actually trying to think of how long it's been now. I should probably try to find one on Amazon for my Amazon stuff. I started sleeping with a mask on, with a like a sleep mask, like a cloth, silk, whatever. Because I have a very light room and I don't have blackout shades. I now travel with it. Like even though in a hotel, I can actually get it darker, right? So when I travel, it's really probably not as big of a deal, but I will tell you that for me has changed a lot. I don't know. Does anybody else use a sleep mask? That has changed a lot for me. It's almost like my face likes the feeling of the pressure on my eyes. And it's not really a lot of pressure, it's just a little bit, right? But it's almost like it just appreciates it. And then it's the fabric is soft. And then it's also obviously blocking out all of the light. And I don't know, it's almost a signal to my body now, like, we're going to sleep now. I put on my mask. And I'm telling you, it's made a difference. I need to find one on Amazon. That would be a good recommendation for you guys. So here are some supplement thought processes, and you can pick and choose what you think would work best for you. So some people do melatonin. Let me tell you what melatonin does, and you can see if that's something that you're maybe needing. Maybe you've tried melatonin. I don't do melatonin because it makes me feel drunk. So that's just my universe. Melatonin is not a sedative. It's a signal to the body that it's time for sleep. Think of it as setting the dimmer switch on your brain. Okay. Mainly useful for circadian rhythm issues, jet lag, shift work, people who can't fall asleep at their target bedtime. Okay. It might not be a fix for everyone, because if your issue is stress, blood sugar swings, or racing thoughts, melatonin alone doesn't calm that. Okay. So if you need a really excellent melatonin gummy, and I know it's a really good one because it makes me feel drunk, you can always ask me about that one. It's a very, very, very good, potent little gummy if you feel like that fits you. Ashwagandha. This is why most likely my sleep instantly fixed with ashwagandha. Okay. When I brought it back in after it being out of stock, and now I'm doing the magnesium. So it's a combo for me. It's a duo. Ashwagandha is an adaptogen. That means it helps to regulate cortisol, your stress hormone. When cortisol stays too high into the evening, you feel wired, restless, or anxious. Now, I have never thought that this was me at all, but maybe just the events of the timing, right? Ashwagandha helps to bring cortisol down to normal so that your body can naturally transition into sleep. It does not make you feel tired directly. It doesn't knock you out like a sleeping pill. But if high cortisol has been your blocker, it can feel like the difference between night and day, which is what I felt when I restarted it. Like instantaneously, my body went, here we go, back to the baseline. And it felt so good. My sleep was immediately amazing. The minute cortisol is balanced again, your nervous system can flip into parasympathetic, reset or rest and repair, rest and repair mode. That's why I felt the shift so strongly when I added it back in. So that may that may be you, that you know your cortisol is too high. You love the gummies, Rebecca. I know. My husband takes those. He doesn't take them all the time, but he does like them. And I think that if I was in a pickle, if I knew that I needed to sleep, like for instance, let's pretend I'm going to bed early because I know I have to be up for a super early flight or something like that, or I needed to kind of force myself to sleep, I would absolutely take the melatonin gummies, because they do for me. I'm like, I'm just out, right? But anyway, okay, so that's the ashwagandha. So we've got melatonin, we've got ashwagandha. Number 3, the magnesium that I'm talking about for myself. And I have got all of these. I can put anything in a cart for you and get it to you. So you just have to let me know what you're thinking about. Okay, so the magnesium glycinate. So this has 3 blends in it, plus an extract of olive oil, an extract from olive for your heart. So this is an excellent triple blend magnesium. So good. And it's marine source. But anyway, what it does, magnesium is a calming mineral. The glycinate form in particularly binds with glycine, which is an amino acid that supports relaxation, making it excellent. You're like, whew. And I personally can feel that. I can feel the decompression on my nervous system, right? Making it excellent for sleep. So how it helps, it supports muscle relaxation, nervous system calm, steadier blood sugar throughout the night. I love taking my magnesium every night. Magnesium helps set the terrain for good sleep, but it won't override stress hormones the way that ashwagandha can. So I don't know. Are you starting to identify where you fall? What are you needing to pair up? Let's figure that out, right? Let's find that out. And then there is another one, which is I have a sleep health, and this is what I was using. Joan says, yep, a sleep mask, cool room, and earplugs. You do it all, Joan. You're sleeping good. You're sleeping good. No, can do. No mask. Cindy says, I must be able to see what's going on around me just in case. That is super interesting, Cindy. But see, you know yourself. Good morning, Carmel. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, that's really, really funny. Yeah, some people definitely feel that way. I apparently don't. So, but more power to you. I like the way that you're assessing yourself. So the sleep health actually has two things in it. It has valerian root and hops. Now, I was doing the magnesium and the sleep health before the ashwagandha came. And the minute the ashwagandha came and I tested it, I wasn't even testing it for sleep. I just was testing it because I love adaptogenic herbs so much. I've used them now for so long and I just love them so much because they help your body adapt to stress, and they just give you this sense of well-being. I think that as females, we really crave to feel like our old selves again. And that's what I have found has helped me. So I didn't test it for sleep, but it did that to my sleep. And so I very soon after that stopped buying the sleep health, and I incorporated the ashwagandha, and then I never looked back. But this is what the sleep health does. You take 3 of them. They're kind of stinky. They're stinky herbs, but I keep them in your fridge. If you want to kind of mitigate the smell. I'm making it sound bigger than it is, but they're kind of whatever. But I would take 3 of them and I would feel the actual, it's almost like my mind would get turned off and off to sleep I would go. And I loved that feeling, which I also get with melatonin, but I loved that feeling. And this is what it was doing for me. Valerian root is a natural sedative, and it helps you drift off. It increases GABA, which is a calming neurotransmitter in the brain, which slows the nervous system activity. It works more like a gentle off switch for racing thoughts. Especially useful if the issue is falling asleep. You feel tired, but your brain will not stop spinning. That's the valerian root. The next ingredient that's in there are hops, like in beer, okay? But it is a sleep deepener. So it enhances quality of rest, also works on GABA receptors, amplifying relaxation and helping extend time in deeper restorative sleep phases. It helps because when it's paired with valerian helps you fall asleep. The hops help you to stay asleep. Okay, so as just a quick review, melatonin resets your clock. Ashwagandha lowers your cortisol. Magnesium, if you have a good magnesium, don't be taking a magnesium citrate and thinking that that's helping you. Has to be the right kind of magnesium, and this would be one of them. Magnesium glycinate, that's in here, calms your body and your nerves. The valerian and hops that go together in my particular sleep health, the valerian helps to shut down racing thoughts, and the hops helps you to get into a deeper sleep. That's why some people swear by valerian and hop teas or blends. They are tackling brain chatter and sleep death, not just signaling or stress. That's very, very cool. So I would like to know who feels like that is helpful information just for you to consider, like, where do you fall? Now I understand why. The second I put ashwagandha back into my routine, my body went, thank you very much. And it responded. And remember, everything we talk about every single day, we are talking about getting to the root cause of something or anything so that you can actually take that information with you for the long haul. You need to be able to understand what your body is doing and saying to you so that you can actually stop putting band-aids all over your body. Okay. So any of those sleep scenarios, anybody can reach out to me. Now, The text that I received this morning, she was watching me on YouTube. So yay, YouTube. You guys can always go over there and find all of my replays of my lives. I'm putting shorts up there now, and I will eventually be doing like little 10-minute things so that you guys can have shorter pieces of content to fall back on. But anyway, the point being that anybody can reach out to me by text or get into my messenger on Facebook or my Instagram DMs or whatever. And you can say, hey, you were talking about sleep today on the live. I actually want to know, like, I think this is my problem and this is my problem. What do you recommend? And will you put it in a cart for me so that I can not be confused as to how to grab it? So Alonia says she bought GABA before and it makes a gross taste and it makes you feel like you're loopy. You're glad to know you can pinpoint GABA using valerian and roots and hops instead. Isn't that interesting, Alonia? Super interesting. Yeah, good. I'm so glad that that helps you. I'm so glad. And then I'll just quickly talk about the total body reset that Sandy picked up this morning because she saw me explain it just like I do on my YouTube. So let's do it. Let's do this. So the total body reset are six different products, and they are 2 tablets, 1 capsule, but then the other 3 are all powders. So for people who don't like to have everything as a pill, this is maybe something to pay attention to. And why does this help and work? Because you're working very specifically on your liver and your gut. Your liver governs your hormones, and insulin is a hormone. It governs the glucose in your blood. Like, your gut is everything to your ability to be able to deal with what's going on inside of your body, especially if you're somebody who you've lost your gallbladder. You've, your liver's working double time. Your liver is really sluggish. You're not going to burn fat if your liver is sluggish. If your insulin is high, you're not going to burn fat. If your insulin is high, that's just the way that it is. So you take your magnesium complex already and don't sleep without it. But many nights I could use a little something extra. I'd like the valerian and hops. Can you put it in a cart for me, please? Marilyn, I will do that. I'll do that and I'll send that to you when I get off of here. Absolutely. All the things to consider to reevaluate sleep. I know, Joan, and I want people to do that. I want you to assess. I really do. So when it comes to the total body reset, this is what it looks like. And then I break it down into a couple of different options for people. Okay. So this is where I started. These are the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. I knew nothing about supplementation. I was a complete sugar addict. I just crossed my fingers. I crossed my fingers. That's all I did, because I was still in the throes of even deciding if I was going to start to trade out my food ingredients, because being Italian, that was a monumental thing in my brain. So helping with insulin and sugars and liver and metabolism, everything kind of all in one, fully supported me in my losing my 3 sizes in my 50s. That's how I was able to begin to turn everything around. Extremely beneficial. Those are the 2 tablets in the capsule. But then you guys have the benefit of these things that came along and launched. The probiotic was already there. So this is a 5-strain live probiotic powder. Remember I said I've got everything else is powder that you put on your tongue every day, and they are alive. Do not put this on hot food. Don't drink it with your coffee. You'll kill them. You'll kill the little buggers, and you don't want to kill them. So this is your probiotic. And then the next powder is the gut primer. And this is what Marilyn was saying she loves so much. I mean, people telling you all of the things. Go to my stories and see what I just put on there this morning. Just about all of the different things. I could probably list some of them for you, because I'm telling you. Here, let me show you. If you want more steady morning and all day energy, less bloating and puffiness, you want your clothes to feel more comfortable, like your jeans button up easier. You want regular, predictable digestion without constipation, easier travel without gut worries, clearer thinking and less brain fog, calmer mood and less irritability, feeling lighter and less sluggish after meals, ability to enjoy healthy foods without discomfort, peace of mind from supporting your gut, your liver, and your immune health, greater sense of control over your body and your day. Like, that is that in a tub. So I have people that have short gut syndrome, tons of diarrhea, fixed it for her. Somebody who had constipation, taking over-the-counter meds all the time, fixed it for her. Somebody who had indigestion all the time, fixed it for her. Somebody who had so much bloating she couldn't, button up her jeans anymore, fixed it for the bloating went down. It's just a constant conversation of all the things that it can do. But anyway, it's a green powder. It's 6 different blends, 6. So it's not just a greens drink that you add to your smoothie. That's something different. I've got my little thing in there that I can take out. This is my keep it fresh, right? So this is 6 different blends, everything from digestive enzymes to your pre and postbiotics, all of the things, fermented greens, yada, yada. I just mix it in. Now, Marilyn had it and she said she loved it. Some people, because I'm not a green tea person, I'm not like, oh, yay, green tea tasting primer. But I put mine in a little bit of cold water out of the fridge. I froth it up with my Delio, my frother, and I literally just down it. Okay, that's what I do. And then the last one, that's 2 powders, and this is the last powder. This is the orange pixie stick. Now, this actually targets visceral fat. When you're insulin resistant, it's almost automatic that you have visceral belly fat, like you've got fat, and it's the dangerous fat that we don't like. This is proving to be such a phenomenal product, talking about how I'm getting results from you. I'm getting results from you, showing your in-body scans, your MRIs of your fatty liver, your MRI, I should say, of your fatty liver. It's the inches that are lost on the outside because it's literally helping you to lose from the inside out. I'm not going to say I completely understand it, but I do know what it means when you say it's a thermogenic. That means heat up, burn. You can fill that in, right? So that's the total body reset. Sometimes people want to do bits and pieces, or they want to do just the trio, just the gut primer reset, just the fat burner. You can choose, but doing all of them, this is where the most amazing testimonies come in. And that includes in fact, I need to look up, I have so many testimonies, but it really is where age now doesn't matter. If you are finally dealing with your insulin resistance from the inside out, getting your body to function like you get your vehicle to function, to produce better gas mileage, to produce better results for you, to produce longevity or whatever, right? Where can you order the 3? Teresa, do you mean the trio? Do you mean these 3? Tell me. You let me know. And then when I get off, I'll put a cart together and I'll send it to you. You want your body to produce different results for you, but maybe you're doing things backwards. And I understand what that means. And for me, backwards was eating. Yes. Okay. I'll send that to you, Teresa. Or is it Therese? No, it is Teresa. Okay. I'll send that to you. For me, that meant counting points wasn't for my body because they were still giving popcorn 1 point. 5 cups of popcorn turns into 9 teaspoons of sugar in my blood. That system wasn't made for my body. Or maybe a prepackaged foods. Everything is prepackaged. That's not made for my body. Listen, I'm trying to turn back my insulin resistance, not lose a little bit of weight because I finally went from bad to not as bad. Because then you're either going to stable out or you're going to fall off completely because your body will stop producing. And so I'll wrap up with this. Remember, my losing 3 sizes in my 50s, that's not the biggest part of the story. The fact that I've kept it off. I have the key. Do you want the key to getting your body to give you something back? That's the conversation that has to be had. Okay. So if you are looking for the total body reset, you can reach out to me. Like I said, Sandy texted me this morning and said, that's what I want. And then she just was like, okay, I got it all. Let's go. I'm going to hang on to you. She got into the group. She's going to listen to the replays of the free challenge, all the things, right? Because there's a lot of free content for you to be able to run your race and become your own best advocate. Some people like Teresa, I'll send her just the trio. She wants just the trio right now. Perfect. You get to choose because you have to own it. You have to own what you are doing for you. This isn't about me trying to tell you what to do. I will recommend things for you and I will give you guidance. But whatever you choose, I'll walk journey with you. It's okay, right? You start where your understanding of your own body is, right? Marilyn says, oh, Marilyn, just going to have to like screenshot that too. So glad that I jumped in with the total body, starting to feel better. My system seemed to work better. Sugar energy getting better. Yep. Get to that root cause. You guys, it's no different than taking care of a vehicle. It's really no different. Your body is a vehicle. It's no different than going to your mechanic and saying, listen, she's like huffing and puffing when I get to like stop signs, and she's not idling correctly anymore, and she's just her gas mileage used to be like at 28 and now it's like down to 18, and I mean I should have changed the filter and the oil like 100,000 miles ago and I just forgot. In which case your mechanic would like slap you. But that's just the way that it is. So everything we talk about, liver, gut, insulin, liver, gut, insulin, liver, gut, insulin, liver, gut, insulin. If you can understand that that's getting into your inside system so that a different result gets produced for you, then you're starting to get it. Liver, gut, insulin. And that's how we do things around here. So, all right. Have such a good weekend, you guys. Have such a good weekend. I'll be back on Monday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I can't wait to see you then. And we'll have another topic prepared for you. And if you need anything over the weekend, thank you for the hearts. Thank you. If you need anything, oh my gosh, all my messages got stuck. Oh my stars. That's crazy. That happens on TikTok sometimes. Shoot. So the ashwagandha megaroni. Okay, I will take one more minute. You guys can, if you have to go, I understand. But I am going to show you one thing here. So my site is my first last name.com, kirstenliebelt.com. It's right here on Facebook and YouTube. It's right on the bottom there. And that's how you can just kind of see what I'm talking about, okay? So when you do, it's going to look like this. This is what it looks like. Kirsten Liebelt, your metabolic comeback starts here naturally. You'll see that right at the top. And then these are the 4 different configurations of those 6 products. Just different configurations. That's all. The first one is the trio, which Teresa wants me to send to her. You too, Luana. Good to see you. And then there is the liver reset, if you want just the 3 for the liver. The gut reset, if you just want the 2, the primer and the probiotic, and then the total body reset, okay? You're going to make the egg white bread. Send me a picture, Luana. I want to see what that looks like. Then if you scroll, which a lot of people, you don't even know to scroll, there's my before and after picture. And then I've got free resources for you right there. And then right here is my Amazon links favorite, okay? So if you click on my Amazon links, you're going to see just some things that I'm recommending in general. Maria Emmerich's ketogenic cleanse, the egg white powder for the egg white bread. Oops, look at what I did there now. There we go. Things like that. You will see here are 2 choices of sugar-free electrolytes. Okay, those are 2 recommendations. I was wondering if I had, so right here, Megaroni. Right here is, it says actually get sleep. Do you see that? Actually get sleep is right there. Underneath there, that's the magnesium and the ashwagandha. So the ashwagandha is right there under that button, right? Okay. So you can just do that if you were looking for a good ashwagandha. I'm going to be super honest. I could go on a rant, and I won't, about being very careful about what you're buying off of Amazon if you are not buying directly from a company that does third-party testing, because it is not a regulated industry. And you don't want to be taking high doses of an inferior, especially an adaptogenic herb. Adaptogenic herbs, for instance, if you're on a blood thinner, you probably should not be taking ashwagandha. If you're trying to heal your liver, you don't want to be taking an inferior ashwagandha. Okay? Think about it. If you take let's pretend this was ashwagandha. If you take a bunch of leaves that have been sprayed with glyphosate, and the company does not do any third-party testing, so therefore you don't even know if this has 10% of the active ingredients or 400% of the active ingredients, and each pill in one bottle can be different. That's why third-party testing is so important. And so maybe you're overloading your liver at some given time with plants that had glyphosate sprayed on them, or too high of a dose, because we tend to think, oh, the bigger the better, the more the better. And that's not true. There are safety standards that need to be adhered to, because you want to actually not make your liver like quake in its boots, so to speak. So you do want to, oh man. Yep, because I said a word. I said a word on the TikTok. I said the A word. Can't say the A word. Do you know what the A word is? What did I just say? Can't say that. So you have to be careful where you go and you purchase things, right? You know, you don't want to be purchasing things that are not safety protected. I hope that makes sense to you. I'm sure that it does. So TikTok is so interesting. So anyway, so that's the way that goes, people. All right. You guys have such a good weekend. And I'm going to jump off and answer everybody's questions and get cards sent out to you guys. And then we can chat further for anything that you need. And I'll see you back here on Monday. Have the best weekend ever, you guys. You're the best. Literally the best. See you later.